I will not sell you a product because I don't have any product to sell. But I will give you a truth. Truth about you, yourself, and everyone else. Here in this planet, specifically Earth, because there's a lot of different planets, we're not part of those. But here in this one, we have one literal point of being here. And that is to live as best as we can possibly, of course. If you cannot, then you will fall into that group that nobody wants to be a part of, and you will be eliminated in a sense. You are not there. We don't want to be there. We want to be here, where we can see each other and we can communicate, so we can get to the next point, which doesn't really matter what it is, whichever one it is and wherever it will be. As long as we get there, that's a real plan. How do we get there? To whichever goal it is that you're looking to do or achieve. Take a look at who we are, our capabilities, our possibilities, our doings, what we have done. We already have literally everything at our disposal. So what are you waiting for? Not you specifically, but anybody who doesn't really seem to believe in themselves. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? It can't be anybody else. I will tell you, watch this. Hey, I believe in you. You're the star of the world, and I believe in you. Now, after I've given you that belief coming from me, just another being in the world, something would be triggered inside of your head in a certain, like a gratification, you're like dopamine levels are rising because I just got a compliment. And therefore, what you're gonna do from that is most likely have a positive day. But what people do not take into account, and what we all seem to continue to do, is forget that we are these individuals that can achieve, with the right measures, of course, in regards to yourself. What's missing in this world for us to be able to plan and then act according to the plan that we ourselves have created? We can also be I or you, because I'm speaking in general. This is one planet. Well, right now, what can we do in regards to what it is that has to do with our emotions over the things that happen throughout our day? I'm going to admit, people, as well as I do, have a problem when it comes to emotional stress. I'm not going to say that I'm the only individual in the world that doesn't get stressed out. Because it happens. There's reasons for stress. And it's not only for getting the problem solved or realizing that you have something to do, but also for the fact that you don't want to be in a one straight point of view for the rest of your life. Just imagine if I only spoke in one tone in regards to only one term and have nothing else to talk about except for whatever it is that I'm talking about. And nobody will ever complain, and everybody will always listen, and everybody will always say, this is it. Oh, okay, thanks. And politeness will prevail, and there will be no differences, and everybody will be the same. I would imagine that that is a very boring life, in my opinion, and a very useless life. I mean, there's really nothing to do as under the order of the world. Like, you have no will. There would be nothing to do, honestly. So continuing on this external presentation, there is really just one thing that we can possibly do to help ourselves. There is no form of creating a plan for the whole planet. Nobody is going to follow. There's so many people already. We don't have that much time. I'm not saying that we're running out of time. We have the eternal life that we are granted to the day that we die, whoever the fuck we are, or you, or me. So all this explanation could be useless, could be for literally no reason, because after we're all gone, what would it really matter? But that is a nihilist point of view in where I have no possible hope for anything else, or even a vision for anything else. Having the vision that there will be something better will help you prevail over the negative and the obvious unknown. Here we are, always in the same space. We create things to help each other and help ourselves out as well. You can be selfish about it, or you can be generous about it. These are all choices that we are allowed to make. And there's nothing wrong with making either one of them in your own nature. The way that people can perceive what you're doing, though, that is where usually controversy falls in. There's not really anything else to do besides progress and get better at this. We have forced our will upon society. And that's why we're in the state that we're in. We have decided that this is the way that we must live. Otherwise, there is no life. And that is, unfortunately, far, far, far from the truth. There's ways to live. There's ways to be. There's things to do. There's things to see. There's something that you can do, and so can I, or me. And that's something that we always do every day. Look, we are always doing something. We have to agree on that fact. We are always breathing. We have to agree on that fact. We have to understand the things that we all have in literal common that we cannot ever escape. Duality. The idea that for one to exist, there must be another is a very, how do you say this? It's a very vague idea. There's no real evidence that for one to exist, there must be another to create. The evidence shows that everything has happened. History has shown that everything continues to happen. Life shows us that we continue to happen. Now, in this happening that we are all in, which is still happening as we speak, as I speak right now, and as you watch me, it has happened. This is a past. This is the past. Wherever you are watching is the past. This is the past. I'm in the past right now, regardless of whether you watch me now, later, 20 years from now, this is the past. This is always going to be the past. After I speak, it is the past. But it is that I am speaking presently that is evident. And anybody who would be listening to me presently is taking the time to listen to this. That means that these 8 minutes of your life are gone. They will never come back. On the bright side, you do learn one thing. You learn a lot of things all day. You can learn a billion things in a day. Judging that you have the capacity to learn that. Nobody, well, I found out actually, there are better people than other people. Some people are better at things than others. Well, actually, a lot of people are better at a lot of things than others. And there's a lot of people that are not good at anything. Now that I realize this, the goal here is obviously just to be the best that you can be, so that you can not be noticed, but notice yourself, what you can do. See what you're capable of. Test your limits, because you obviously have a limit if you are in the state or in the area that you're in, and you want more. If you want something else out of your life, you must be unsatisfied now with the one that you're living. due to the choices that you've made and the results that you've received. It's your choice. But it's so hard culturally, and thanks to all the society, all that society has shown us. Weakness is a popular. Weakness is popular now. Like it's popular to be depressed. It's good to be obese. It is nice to feel incorrect about yourself. Like, low self-esteem is nothing bad. When in the past, you bring people like, come on, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, come on, we don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. Wow. Where back in civilization, where it was back then, as it was, where there was no technology or even possible ways to gain all this unlimited and useful information. Now we have nothing to do because we've already taken care of civilization as it is. The only thing that we must actually take care of is ourselves. So if you're depressed, if you feel bad about yourself, please don't, because you care about yourself so much that you eat every day to live. And you have been so good to yourself that you have been able to live for this long. That is already an accomplishment on its own. But that's one accomplishment. One! And it's a basic accomplishment. Hey, I'm alive! Whoa! Really? No way! So am I! The end. But that's until you die. So don't wait till then to decide whether you'd like to or not to become somebody. You're always going to be somebody. But you, the somebody that you are, can also do something. And due to that thing that you do, depending on what it is, doing that thing may or may not get you the results that you want. If you don't get the results that you want, don't give up. Because what's the point of that? Nobody gives up if they really want something. If they didn't get it, obviously that means that they did the wrong thing. Now they can do it the right way the next time. Because in the infinite life that we freaking live, there is an excess amount of time for us to maneuver and construe our own lives, to bring it all together. People already have families, man. People are already doing everything that they have literally dreamed of. People are traveling, people are moving around, people are going up and down, people are skydiving, people are dying, people are moving, people are killing themselves, people are killing others. There's no limit to what you can do here. So why would anybody ever say that there's nothing to do here? There's so much to do here. I know we all drive by because this is our method of transportation and the one that we have literally all achieved and succeeded to be part of. Because back then, not everybody had cars. Now everybody has cars. So as you move along with society and the trends of the world and adapt to your existence or to your existential reality, as you adapt, if you don't adapt, you're screwed. You're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck back there wondering why it's not the way it was when here we are where it is and how it is. Things are changing. Things are always going to change. Things have always changed, but we are not any more advanced than we were 150,000 years ago in cognitive abilities and personal reactions. We are literally exactly the same. There is nothing changed. So if 150 freaking thousand years already passed where people were similar to us, but they didn't have the same capabilities and technologies and opportunities as us, what is there to literally complain about today? Yeah, it's a little hot, but that's our own fault. There was an ice age before. I mean, we started with pure cold, supposedly. But here we are once again, looking at ourselves and thinking about whether it is that we should do whatever it is that we want to. Obviously, I speak in very general terms to not make it at all personal, because this is just an explanation. to find out what we are capable of. It is 2019. The world is in so much better shape now than back then. Let's say 20, 40 years ago. We are in so much better shape now. Things have changed. Things are changing. We are getting more united. It's not gonna happen all at once, guys. This is a whole freaking planet. You cannot expect the whole world to change in one day or in 100 days. This is a billion-year process, trillion-year process. This is a 13.5 billion-year-old world, according to science, which is nothing more than an idea, an ideological, referential subject to be able to express what is already in a more complicated and more intrinsic way, to be able to understand it to the degree that we understand things now, very specifically, very personally, very emotionally, etc. There's really nothing else to do here. Glad we're still here. I don't want to be like a crazy person, honestly, where I'm gonna be saying that spirituality is the world. I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm not gonna be there. I don't want to be there because I don't want to be a lunatic and think that doing drugs my whole life is gonna be my salvation. Do you understand? Hey, I'm gonna do mushrooms for the rest of my life because that is how I get in touch with the shaman king. No, dude. Your body is natural. Yeah, you have to eat to live, but you don't have to ingest shit that doesn't belong in your body. When you're a child, you don't do these things. And as a child, I would imagine that you decide what you like and what is good for you. If you knew what was good for you, things would already be better. Nobody really knows what's good for them. People know what they want. And I'm not here to repeat other people's lectures and say anything about anybody else. We're just here to be the best that we can be. And if we aren't, then we will see what will happen. Death is inevitable to all of us. So just enjoy it as we can. If we can't be positive about it, then be negative. If you're gonna be negative about it, keep it to yourself. If you don't keep it to yourself, don't tell anyone else. Keep it to yourself. Nobody needs to experience a negative person's reaction, overreaction, worse than that, because an overreaction will cause another reaction, which will in turn affect the reaction of the original reactor and most likely create a boom. Nobody is really gonna help each other. They'll just destroy each other. And that is not a solution, to have more dead people and others hurt for no reason. Nobody really deserves to be hurt. Well, there's people that deserve to be hurt. People have hurt people nastily in a bad way. You have taken away everybody's freedom and shit. Hey, maybe we should put our heads on. Think about what it is that we are accepting in this planet. We, the majority of us, the whole planet, the majority of half of the planet is owned by less than 100 people. Wow. So 8 billion people are owned by less than 100 people. And then you say, we have not accepted this. This is something we have accepted. This is something we have already accepted entirely based on everything that we've done and have gone through. Some people lose their will to go forth and speak their mind and say, no, I don't want that. I'm not going to accept that. That doesn't... Why do I... No. Don't even ask why. I will not accept that because I don't want to. And if we come together with one literal right to know who we are, we have to do that. Or at least begin. Begin to work together. Then again, but who are we working together with? That's the real question. Would we work together with only the people who are capable of working together? Or would we work together to help the people who are not able to work at all? Good question. Figure that one out.